Hello, my friends. Today we're learning Bava Basra, Daf Nun Zayin. We're going to start on the bottom of Nun Vav base. So we said in the Mishnah, Shloisha Achim ve'echad mitztaref imoim. Aryeh l'sholosh edus v'im edus achas lazor. Meaning, if we have three brothers, Reuven, Shimon, and Levi, and a fourth person called Yehuda. Now, they are brothers, Reuven, Shimon, and Levi. Yehuda has nothing to do with them. And they could be made on a chazaka, saying that if Reuven together with Yehuda was made on year number 1, and Shimon together with Yehuda on year number 2, and Levi together with Yehuda on year number 3, it's considered a good chazaka, and there's no problem that Reuven, Shimon, and Levi are brothers. Said the Gemara in Zayin Amud Aleph, there was a star. There were two Eidim signed on it. Shochiv Chad, one of them passed away. So let's say Reuven and Shimon were signed on the star, and Shimon passed away. Osa Achor Dahai came the brother of Reuven who's still alive, the Eid on the star, the Koi that's still alive. V'chad Achrina, and another person who's not a relative. To be made that Shimon's signature is real. We have here Reuven who's still alive, and now Reuven's brother Levi and someone else were made on Shimon's signature that it's really Shimon. Sova Ravina Lemema, so Ravina thought to say, Ainu Masnisim. It's exactly like our Mishnah, Gimel Achim, three brothers, and therefore it could be a good Eidos and there's no problem of craving. Omale Ravashi told Ravina, Midomi, how can you compare it? When you, over there, you're not moitzi to all the money except of a quarter by the brothers. Hacha over here by the star nofik nechi the mamoina puma deochi, with the brothers you're taking out 3/4. So let's explain it. By the brothers, Reuven, Shimon, and Levi, and then Yehuda who's not brother, and they made each one on a different year. So we have here who's the Eidim, how much Eidim. So for the brothers, Reuven, Shimon, and Levi is half the Eidus, and Yehuda is the other half. So by the brothers together, it's only half the Eidus. Therefore, there's no problem. Masha'enkin over here with the star, you have Reuven, he's half the Eidus, and then we have his brother Levi together with someone else made that Shimon is really Shimon. Therefore, so we have here Reuven together with Levi, his brother. That means Levi is half of the second on Shimon, so that means a quarter. Together with Reuven, that's a half. At 3/4, that means more than half the Eidus is Alidei brothers. So therefore, there's a problem of Krovim, and therefore it's not a good Eidus, and it's not doing it to the Mishnah that the brothers are only moitzi half. It says a Mishnah. The Mishnah is discussing certain usages in a chotza. What is considered, if you have it there for 3 years, it's considered chazaka that the other shutfim were moichel, and what's not considered. Said the Mishnah, if you put his animals in the chotza, tanu, oven, rechaim is a grinder of wheat, vikiraim is a different type of oven, umigadol tarnagoylim, and he's growing chickens, v'noisens viloi b'chotza, he puts the manure in the chotza. All these things ain't a chazaka, because it's a normal thing that a person's no makbid when one of the shutfim uses a chotza. Abel, but also if he did a wall around where he put his animal, he put a fence around the 10 tfachim, for the oven, for the oven, for the other type of oven, for the grinder, or he put the chickens in his friend's house. Or he put a place for the manure, shloisha 3 tfachim deep, or gavah shloisha, he built a fence around it 3 tfachim high, and his shutuf didn't make a machor, and he was there for 3 years, then it's considered a good chazaka to say that they were moichel him. So the Gemara, what's the difference if just putting the animals, and what's the difference if you build a fence? And the Gemara didn't understand yet that it's talking about shutfim. If someone from outside came and put animals in, so that's a good chazaka. Who would let someone from the outside to put behemoths in his chotza? Ola says Ola, anything that if you do a nichsager as a kinyan, like building a fence. So if you do it in your friend's chotza, you're koina. Kol sheilu b'nichsager lo ikona, just putting animals in nichsager who passed away and it's hefka, it's not kinyan. B'nichsager, if you do it in chotza in chaver lo ikona, and therefore that's a difference. Matkif lo Rav Sheshet, Rav Sheshet has a kasha on this. B'chlolo, you're telling me a farm rule that this is the way it is. If b'nichsager you're koina b'nichsager, very near. If you plow, the b'nichsager kono. If you do such a thing in nichsager as a kinyan, because because that's considered making the field better. But for your friend's field that you bought off him, it's not Kenyan, because you could say, I let you plow the field because you're making my field better. So it doesn't fit in with the firm rule we just said. And another case, Paris eating fruit, that if you eat 3 years fruit, it's a good proof that the field belongs to you, if Taina belongs to you. If you ate fruit and then you didn't benefit the field, you benefited yourself. Like we said, if you cut the palm tree from one side, it's not Kenyan. El Omar Rav Nachman, Omar Abba Ba'avu, a different pshat. And here we're not talking about when someone's trying to do a kinyan from the outside who's not shutiv. It's talking about their shutfim. Reuven and Shimon are shutfim in this chotza. They're just putting their animals or oven, etc. Kediloi kapti. People are not makpid. If you build a fence, kapti, and if he didn't say anything, obviously he's masking that you should do the shimush. Correct the Gemara, just putting it over there, people no makpid, Votnan, we learned in the Mishnah, Shutfim Shinodra Anozumizu. Shutfim in a chotza, that they didn't split up the chotza, each one owns a full chotza, and they said they both made the neder that they won't have a no from each other. Certainly, Kolas Lechotza, they're not allowed to come into the chotza, and if you're going to tell me that just putting the animals there is not something that people are no makpid, so if they're no makpid, why they consider, why are you not allowed to do that? We're not talking about the chotza in front of the house, we're talking about in the back lane, the chotza behind the house. The just putting there that animals loy kapti, people are not makpid. Mechitza, building a fence kapti, and if he didn't do a mecha about it, obviously he sold it to him or he was moichel it to him. Different teretz. It's both talking about chotza shutfim in the front chotza. Some people are makpid on putting the animals there, and some people are not makpid. Gabe mamoina, when we're talking about mominis, am I allowed to put my animal over there without asking permission? Lekula, we say lekula, we assume that he's not makpid, and therefore I'm allowed to put it without his permission, and therefore it's not chazaka, because that's they didn't do a mechal, because it's not a big deal. Gabe is sure to be enough when someone's muda no. Lechumur, we machme, and we take on that he is makpid, and therefore he's not allowed to have a no and go and put his animals over there or go inside the chotza. People really are not makpid on each other, just a model without offense. But harmony, and what's pshat in the Mishnah over there by Muda no that we makpid, that we say you're not allowed to go into the chotza. Rableza, it's shittas Rableza, the tiny Rableza oima afilu vita also by Muda no. Even to mibata, something that when you're buying something from someone who you're not allowed to have an offer from, and he gives you something extra and he gives it to everyone who buys from him, afilu that's also. So we could see that he's very makpid, and therefore even a moda you're not allowed. Omar Rabbi Yochanan Mishum Rabbano, Rabbi Yochanan said the name of Rabbano, B'chol Shutfim Akvin Zeh. Everything a Shutfim could say, I don't let you do this in the chotza. Chutz, except the one thing, Menakvisa, to do the washing. Why? Shein Dako Shabnois Yisrael is Bazo Salakvisa, because we don't want them to do it elsewhere, and they have to go a bit exposed with their dress, and it's not sneerstic for, and therefore a person can't stop the other person doing washing in the chotza. Said the Gemara, it said in the Pasuk, someone who closes his eye from seeing something bad, it's a good person. Omar Abchi Baraba, who are they talking about? Someone doesn't look at the woman when they're doing their washing by the river. Said the Gemara, what's the case? What's the case that we said that it's a good thing if you don't look, but if you look, it's all right. You're not considered a Rasha. If you could go a different way to get where you need to go and not pass the river, Russia, who is a Russia? Why are you going in the way that you might see woman exposed? If there's no other way to get where you need to get, onusu, I'm onus. What did I do wrong? If while I'm going I see something I shouldn't see, what am I meant to do? I need to get to that place. So the Gemara really it's where there's no other way. Even so, a person is expected to be oitzim einov, even though this is your way. Don't look at the bad things, and therefore you consider a good person if you close your eyes. Rabbi Yochanan asked Rabbano, and we're learning about this because we learned about Rabbano just before. How does the chaluk, that the undergarment of a Talmid Chacham look like? So he told them, Kol she'ein psar anir mitachto. They don't see any of his flesh underneath. Talis shel Talmid Chacham Ketzad. How does this talis that you wear on top of all the clothes look like? So he told them, Kol she'ein chaluk anir mitachto tefach. That you only see what's underneath the clothes that's underneath, maximum a tefach, but no more than that. Shulchan shetam tchacham ketzad. How does his table look like? Shnei shlish gdil. Shnei shlish, 2/3 are covered with a tablecloth. V'shlish kaloy, and a third on the edge is exposed. V'olov, on the exposed part, ka'orois, that's where the plate, the yerek, and the vegetable. The tabasoi is like is something what the table sits on, a type of thing. Mibachutz, from the outside. Correct, the Gemara of Otani in the Bright, it says tabasoi mibifnim, that the tabas is in the inside. So the Gemara loikasha hodei kenuka hodelek kenuka. When there's a yenuka, you need to hide it, that the yenuka shouldn't play with it and tip over the table. When there's no yenuka, you could have it more exposed. Boy, same another terror. Toba hodelek kenuka tsuma, when there's no kid. Loikasha, the stir between the Bright and Rabbanah. Hodei kashma hodelek kashma. It depends if there's a shamish who's mishamish, who's giving over the food. So if there's a shamish, you have to put the mibifnim, they shouldn't trip over it. But if there's no shamish, you could put the mibachutz. Both two mother, whether the shamish, a shama, but like kasha hobby mama, where he could see it, you could have it in bachutz. Hobelela, we don't see it, you have it inside. Continues Rabbanah, v'shalam ha'aretz, a table of ha'aretz, doimel lemedura, it looks like a fire. The food's in the middle, not like what we said on the outside, and around it, all the plates, all where the food is. How does it look like? It doesn't have anything underneath it. Only the sandals, and the heavy shoes. The bed of Amaret, it has tons of things underneath it, even food and all random stuff that you normally put underneath the bed. And we should all be zoche to have a table and a bed and all the things like Talmidei Chachomim. We should be blessed and hear B'seres Tovis.